Hello, dear student. This is your teacher, Professor Nirmal Kumar Swami, Department of Library and Information Science, MD University, Rohtak. Welcome to this video lecture series, and we are doing it for our students. Others also can get benefit of it once it is available in different social media platforms. So these lectures will be supplementing to your core preparation for exam purposes. So you all have attended classes and must have collected your study material from different sources. So your paper is research and publication ethics, and we'll discuss in this lecture is all about open access. Open access, sometimes we call it open access publication, open source publication, like this. So better, as you all are from different discipline background, so open access, that would be much easier. A brief lecture is for you both in Hindi and English. So access is basically is used in a sense of this online and the days of internet or web technology. But access even can be in generally understood, like suppose you can find something, that is also access. But technically speaking, access is when you trace and download read and use the way you want it, any kind of online resources. So in previous lectures you must have observed that the modern publications, any scholarly communications rather, scholarly communications like basically or primarily speaking books, journal articles and many others, conference proceedings, all these are available these days in online form or in electronic form, and the print media is being vanished, I won't say, but mixed hybrid kind of things are available. A particular book, a journal is both available in print media and in online or electronic form. Okay. So people go for the libraries especially because scholars we don't purchase individually because it costs high, except very rare cases of an individual article which is badly needed by a scholar. Okay, so researcher. So mostly we depend upon the libraries and library subscriptions. So your word is here subscription. Subscription is purchasing or buying. So the librarians or the library people negotiate with the publishers and they purchase those or subscribe those and made it available through their websites or through, so that whenever we try to access, so either we come to this university campus or sometimes a remote login from home also we can access. But this it is found there where big universities were having lavish fund. Their funding pattern is so nice, so they could purchase a large number of say online journals or electronic journals in electronic form. Okay, or books also, but mostly we are talking with the reference to the journal articles. Okay, so somehow it continued for many, and people must have observed that people from India, they travel overseas even doing research because the journals were not available. But with the help of this web technology and availability of electronic journals, so it was bit easier to avail, the online articles. Okay, so through subscription, again and again I am repeating subscription, like after purchasing. So suddenly something, not a miracle, very good things happened over these publication and access. Uh, is that in open access movement, open access movement was started. To put it in simple, like we can access, access those journal articles, download and get the print, keep at home, were possible through subscription only. Those we don't have a subscription, now also subscription only we can access the abstract and their bibliographical details. Must have heard in my previous lectures, indexing database. Okay, so indexing, I mean the abstract part only we could avail, or sometimes references also free of cost. Okay, even highly paid journals, but the main text, full text we call it, the main text, even if it is for 5 pages, 10 pages or whatever, so that was not available, is not available right now also. But some kind of relief we got through this open access movement. So there was a demand, or some kind of overwhelming people came together, even institution also, they started nothing doing, so we'll make it available, free access. Open access means free access, so that we don't have to pay. I mean authors who don't have to. Suppose now the journal is not subscribed by your university, sometimes we search, they ask for a particular article, now also $5, $7, $10, $20, like this they asked for it. So to some extent the movement was created, and it was so charismatic that way. Many good journals, I say good journals were made available free of cost. So anywhere you are there, you don't require any login, or don't have to pay even. So you can download, and as if you have subscribed. So now the what it is, if you say, I told you, remember these 3 golden liners. One, to understand something is what it is, why it is, and how it is. So if you say what it is, what is open access, when we access the journal free of cost, very and it is openly available for us. Not earlier what happened, journals were available only to those who subscribed, the rich libraries, the well funded libraries. Okay, but what about the poor libraries, poor universities, poor scholars, financially poor, so can't avail it. So open access means it is freely access. Okay, why it is so? Never know why it is so. What could be the reason? The reason could be sometimes you must have observed that human, even a village or street also, during COVID also, some people without any, they are not government employees, they are volunteers. They came forward, they go to the hospital with risk, and they serve the patients. They come to the street and they made awareness. They distribute even this mask to the people. Even they spend money from their home. So what it is? Again, so some kind of inner self say, this is the humanitarian, we all are humans, probably this is the humanitarian crisis. So some kind of feeling was there, that's why people came forward, and they helped the COVID situation. Similarly, in 2012, probably they traced, the librarians and the bibliographers, they trace, it was 2012, Budapest, Hungary. So there was a conference, and where the concept of open access was rather oozed out, I mean rather began from there. Okay, so began from there. So that is, they traced the movement, the initiative, and that was continued, and the movement's objectives of the movement could made the people good feeling that yes, we should come forward, and even the authors also, even the authors, publishers also, they came forward to some extent. Some of the journals, though statistically we don't have a data that how many percentage, how much percentage ratio the journals are open access. The big journals were, made it free that you let us read. Okay. So first of all, what could be the reason for open access? Because these journals were published by the publishers who are commercially benefited, like big shopkeepers, entrepreneurs. The moment you say entrepreneurs or shopkeepers, that means they go after profit, whether smaller profit or bigger profit. So they go up after profit. So how could suddenly they are changed through this? Okay, and the publishers also are motivated behind this. The first of all is that probably the publishers and the those people who are associated with they felt that it should be made available to it, okay, to the people. Secondly, we can say that some organizations also came forward to support this, support in the form of, because the publisher says, many cases publisher says, okay, we can do it one or two of our journals open access, but not all, because after all it is our bread and butter. We are entrepreneurs and we pay to the editors and many staff also. How do we pay salary to them? So that's why, just to maintain their things, maybe good, including Bill Gates foundations. Okay, so there many people came, and organizations also, many non-governmental organizations, many institutions, even Obama Foundation also, during Obama also presidency of America. So he also joined this initiative. Okay, we give you the fund and you make it, don't burden it on the users, make it free to the world. So that could be another biggest reason. Could be like why it so happened open access suddenly. Digital divide, rather we can say digital divide, like a digital, unless and until you are digitally equipped, well equipped or developed, so you cannot, a country cannot go ahead. So like very many Asian and African countries, Uganda, Namibia, many Nigeria, or many the countries were there. So they cannot sustain with it. The government also need fund, and they were not trained, or they, so maybe relatively lesser trained. So if you don't made them access to those resources, so there is a poorness is created, and for the digital divide. So divide means one side digital poor and digital rich. Okay, have and have not in economics we call it. So there is a, so all are not equal. Equity is not maintained. So only those countries are having digitally sound things, so they will develop, and we don't access. So internet technology, mobile technology, so they will go down and further down. So probably just to fill the gap in this digital divide case, so maybe that could be the reason. So anyway, so why all these things happen, these could be the primary reasons. Then how to access? How to access means it is access. So many now the big databases, big publishing groups like Emerald, Elsevier, Sage. So what do they do? So they made it. Some of the journals they write open access. It is published by Elsevier and open access, and like you can open access, you can access, but still that all are not access openly or freely, because after all it is commercially developed databases, journals. Okay, so some of these after the movement started, gradually we are observing, we are seeing that the journals are becoming open access and open for all, and anybody can use it, so that there won't be any gap between the poorer country or the richer country. So anybody from the poor country can even use it. And simply there are models also. Now recently this open access things are a bit changed also, the definition. I could have suggested these at the beginning, like whether the journal is any accessing a particular resources freely or with relatively lesser cost. New definition has come up, lesser cost, which is not a burden for any individual, can pay easily. Okay, because making it free means it is a burden for the publishers also. Anyway, so there are different models available. Models like although it is not that much required at the moment, basic concept you must be aware of, gold model, green model. Okay, either you go to their site, it is freely accessible, or through your repositories also, like they don't make it available to the open people whenever through you search through Google, or they made it through different uh, repositories, like our MDU. Suppose MDU repositories will made it available, like it is their understanding. Actual those are interested researcher, they should use this. Okay, and others also like free social media, academic resources, social media rather you say, ResearchGate, academic edu, like your Facebook and uh, your Google also, YouTube. So these two I can LinkedIn. So all these are social media platforms. Although there is still debate like whether ResearchGate used to publish, made it available, the newly published articles also through, but there is a court case in ResearchGate and in America. Normally it happens. So it is freely accessible, but through these social media. Okay. So and copywriting, like if it is available freely, so no copyright restriction, no licensing restriction. Earlier it was a licensing restriction, download restrictions. So like after 10 downloads it will be stopped. Now it multiple downloads can be possible in a country or in a particular university. So there are different models available. Okay. So by the result, what happened in concluding remarks with this? So yes, a general researcher like you all, even if you are staying remote, like you are PhD students, you are staying in remote and don't have access to your or library, or even your library doesn't subscribe good resources, you can make available your many many resources freely. It is there in the, so like many social media platform, or or freely through the site also. Okay, you can manage, but the gradually when you will become a very serious researcher, sometimes these things, open resources may not work. And there is some misconceptions also. Misconceptions means like only the poor journals or poor articles which people don't avail, those journals were made available freely by the publishers. It is not true. Even the good journals are also available through, good articles are available through. Even Sage, I am saying Sage publishing houses. So because it's a great hub of research methodology things. Some of their book chapters are made free also. Out of 10-20 chapters of a book, suddenly one chapter is open access. You go to Sage either directly or through your home page of your university library. So like our MDU. So suddenly you see that you know the whole chapter is free, and it is very much demanded by yourself, or you very badly need of that. That may not be that good for other researchers. So it is not the case. Misconceptions, and obviously in a very minute level, even the publishers does that, but there is no harm in it, because after they are commercial, professional entrepreneurs in publishing world. So okay. So open source movement or open access movement or open access publications is a relief to the democratic world. Everybody should have equal access to the resources so that they can use it for their development. So hope you like it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to